in then. So first let me go on live. So once again, hi everyone, good evening to you all. All right, so let me share my screen. So hope you guys are able to see my screen, right? Can someone just confirm if you guys are able to see my screen, right? I can see Ans, Kanish, Preeti, Sasikant, Vilas. Thank you so much guys for joining. All right. So just wait for 1 or 2 minutes and then we'll start this wonderful session. That is SASE, right? Let me see, people are joining. I can see different people are joining. So today we'll have a very good discussion and very, like I can say, very important topic nowadays when you guys are talking about the software defined network, when you're talking about the SDN, right? That is software defined network. They're having a different components. So if you going one step advance, then you come to know even the concept we are discussing about the software defined network, that is not stand alone enough to make our modern network requirements, right? So for that, to meet our modern network requirement, the word we are looking here, that is SASE, right? So this is quite new word for many of us, right? But we'll try to understand what that means and why this has been basically evolved and how it is going to, solve our daily network need or modern network need, right? So just wait for 1 more minute, then we'll officially start, right? And then we'll try to see how it is going to happen. So just 30-second more, and then we'll start. All right, guys. So let's start our session without any further delay. All right. So what is SASE? So I'm not going to read the slide, whatever written in the slides, because there is a lot of theoretical things. We just have to go through that to understand the SASE. But I'll try to go in very basics, right? Because I know basics are just a requirement to understand any kind of the technology. If you are clear with the basics, you can easily understand any technology. So I will just go to the basics, how things works and how we can correlate things with this SASE solution. So just one thing, let me just brief what is SASE. So SASE, if you talk about SASE, is like known as a full name, Secure Access Service Edge. So this is the full name of the SASE, where we are talking something secure, access, and service edge. So there's two terms, that is a access layer and the edge layer, and we are securing their services, whatever we are running across our network fabric, right? So that's the full name known as the Secure Access Service Edge. So where this word basically came from, right? And why this was evolved and what is the idea behind of this, to developing this kind of the, technology, which is secure access service edge. So if you see here, SASE basically we can pronounce as SASSY, that also we call SASE, and also we can call as a SASE, SASE. So as up to you, but the correct name is a SASE. We can pronounce as a SASE, SASSY, but it's always remain as a secure access service edge. So basically, it is something developed by or defined by Gartner Magic, right? In 2009. So this was developed in 2009 by the Gartner Magic. So what is the Gartner Magic and why the Gartner Magic and Gartner has defined this particular SASE component or SASE word, right? So first we have to understand what is the Gartner Magic quadrant and why we use the Gartner Magic quadrant, right? So if you see the definition of the Gartner Magic quadrant, so it's like you can just think it's a research based, like one of the organizations, right? They keep doing the research based on the technology, based on the like different like services, what is running to the different organizations, and based on the research and this are based on the market need, market requirement, day to day how technology is changing, they come with some ideas, right? And once they come with some ideas, different vendors adopt those ideas because they keep doing the market research and they provide some data. And based on data, different vendors, different players who basically driving the technology, they adopt those idea, they take the reference from the Gartner, and they try to develop the solution to mitigate the market requirement, to fulfill the market requirement, right? So this is the Gartner. Gartner is just a concept, one of the research-based company who keep doing the research based on the market, right? Requirement. And based on the market requirement, the different vendor basically develop different products. So in the same way, if you read this SASE Secure Access Service Edge, basically it's cloud native technology, right? And that Gartner defined in 2009, right? And it also adding here, SASE establishes network security as a integral embedded function for the network fabrics. What that mean? So I'm just going to hold this particular line, not going to explain for time being, but let me just give one of the example before I'm going to explain the SASE. Okay. So let's say suppose this is a car, right? Everyone is saying this is the one of the car. And what are the component we having in this car, right? So you can see this is the luxury car and we are driving, but the word, the name car, it is not defining which vendor this car is, who is done the manufacturing, who is driving, right? Who is using, it's nothing is mentioned, just the car, right? But every car having different kind of the vendor who designed the car, right? But while designing the car, it's required a lot of component. Might be if you go for the Hyundai, they design their car. If you go for a Tata, they design their car. If you go for the Tesla, they design for their car. If you go for the Toyota, they design for their car. But end result, it is every car having similar kind of the functionality. Like they should having the 4 tires on which the car is going to run, right? You never seen like 3 like tire of the car, basically 3-wheeler. We have seen that the auto are available, but the car basically come with the 4 wheels. So every manufacturer who is going to just design the manufacturing, let me just mute, whosoever just going to design the car, they just have to make sure the car should have 4 tires, right? The car should have some dashboards, right? Door switch panels, air vents, right? Seat belt, window frame, mirrors. So you can say bumpers. So a lot of feature you can see in the cars. And after combining all the features, we having one of the solution which known as a car, right? So car is just a concept. Car is just a concept. It's a name, right? somebody have taken from the market for the automobiles based on the some previous, like one of the car, I just forgot the name, the company who basically similar name they have, and they just develop they just build the automobile car, and based on that name the car become very famous, right? That the US based company. So just you think car is one of the concept, and based on this concept different vendor are developing their solution, and based on their solutions different users they are buying the solutions, right? So why they buying the solution? Because if they buy the car, they can easily commute from home to office, they can easily commute to any destination where they want to go, right? They can easily go anywhere, like in like hospital, school, whatever they want to roam, they can use the car and they can go for the any places. But it is not mandatory every car having the same manufacturer, right? Or it is not mandatory you can just go and buy just one brand car. It's your need, it's your choice, how much luxury you want, how much money you have, how much feature you want in the inside of car, and based on your need, your money, your features, you can go and buy the cars, right? So if you're having a more money, probably you buy the Audi. If you're having less money, probably you go for the low segment car like Maruti, Hyundai, whatever they're having a low segment car, you can just go and buy them. But you have to compromise with the features, right? Similarly, SASE is just a concept. SASE is just a concept. It's not a product, right? It's not a product. It's a concept which Gartner just defined based on the white paper, based on the research. What is the market needs? And based on this thought process, likewise the car, different vendor available in the market, they design their own products. So what are the vendors? So likewise the car, we having the Hyundai, Tesla, Maruti, Tata, BMW, Audi, lot of vendors we have. So similarly for the SASE, we having a different vendors like Zscaler, Cisco, Versa, Palo Alto, Netspoke, VMware, Checkpoint, etc. So we're having a lot of vendor available in the market. They basically following the Gartner, solution and Gartner suggestions, whatever they've developed, and based on that, they are developing their own products. Once they're developing their own products, every product's having their pros and cons. Someone having the very advanced feature, someone having the very less features, someone is very costly, someone might be that feature is not available, which is suitable for your network, or someone having the very high cost might be you're not able to pay that. So based on your need, your network requirement, your financial status, you can choose any of the vendor, but end goal, they all are the SASE vendors, right? They are just going to provide a SASE solution for your network. So now I'm coming back to the first page where I stopped to you. So that's why we understand what is a SASE, what is a car, how they are similar. So this car having a lot of features, right? This car having a lot of features, and we are combining all feature together and making one car, and you are using that car for your daily needs. Similarly, SASE having a different features, right? Different network needs. You can see different feature we having, and we are combining all features together, and that's become a SASE. So like, what are the features? What is the network need I have? So we're having a secure web gateway, we having the cloud firewall, we having a DNS, we having the CASB, we having like IoT devices and other small branches devices. We having the cloud-based solution which have to communicate. We having the other application which are hosted in the public cloud or private cloud that also need to be integrated. SD-WAN solution, SD access solution, ACI solution. We having a different solution. So just think, these are the different network component, right? Likewise, the car, we having a different feature. We having a different network component. And if I'm combining all together in one platform, so it's like this all feature, if I'm combining, it's become one full feature card. Similarly, if I'm combining all network segment, which are doing the different work for their own field, but if they all come together, that's become a SASE. I hope you all clear. So that the SASE is just a concept, and it is just collection of the multiple network features. security features, cloud features, and then it's become a SASE. Any question, guys, till now here? Anyone having any question, you can ask over the YouTube, you can ask on the Zoom. Anyone having any question? You guys are not able to correlate what I'm talking? Or is it clear to everyone? Just put me in the chat, no problem. All right, I got like direct messages. People are saying yes, they are able to understand. That's a great. So moving next. So you can see here in SASE, this line I was just trying to explain. SASE establishes network security as an integral embedded function for the network fabric. So the word we are using here, network security, as an integral embedded function with the network fabric. So that means, let's say suppose whatever the communication you are doing throughout your network, someone should be responsible to make sure whatever the communication is going through your network, that should be secure. That should be not compromised. You should not any information upload or download from the internet, which are actually vulnerable, malicious, they're having exploits, right? So that kind of the framework, that SASE makes sure that things should not be happen, right? So now you might guys having a question like how the previous way the things were working, right? Even people are using the network and that was quite secure, right? Because we're having a solution like a VPN solution, we having IPsec solution that is a part of again VPN, where or MPLS solution, that's a quite very private network we are making. And if I'm sitting in my office, right, I can establish my connection from my MPLS router or my IPsec internet router, and I can reach to my data center where my all applications are hosted. So it was quite good, not an issue, right? If you're hosting the data application on a data center, it's easy. Like you can build the VPN tunnels, you can build the IPsec tunnels. That is like again part of the VPNs. You can build the MPLS tunnels and you can just access your applications. So this was quite okay. But you just think, even you are using the internet, right? And your application are hosted in your data centers. So that makes sense to you. You can easily build a tunnel for every location. You can access the application, but it is a low cost solution, right? But if you are using the MPLS and you just want to access your application which are hosted in your data centers, that is again secure, but it's the high cost solution. It is going to occur very high cost because you have to take a dedicated private lease line, and you just have to make sure your lease line should have correct connectivity from your offices, all branch offices to data centers. So still there is not problem, but the problem is these all secure connection is starting from your office, right? These all secure connections are starting from your office to your data centers. So people are going to office, they are using the office LAN, and that LAN are very secure over the MPLS or the IPsec. They are accessing the application which are hosted in the data center. But what if users start working from home, right? And your application are hosted in a data center, then what is going to happen in this case, right? You don't have dedicated, because I'm working from home, so I have the broadband router, right? I have a broadband router, which is my public internet router. So now can I build the MPLS connection to my data center? The answer is no. I cannot build the MPLS connection. Can I build the IPsec connection here securely, like with the router? Still the answer is no, right? But what solution I can use? So now you have to use remote VPN solution, right? Based on if you're using the Palo Alto, that is a global protect. If you're using the Cisco AnyConnect VPN, right? If you are using the Zscaler, you can use the Zscaler private access solution, right? You can use the SSL VPN solution. So these are the VPN solution, right? You just have to purchase any third-party VPN solution, which is going to build a secure connection from your home to data center, And by using that secure connection, you can use your internal application which are hosted in data center. Makes sense? I hope you guys understand. So there is a problem because you having the MPLS and lease line connection which are hosted in the, which are connected from their office to your network. But if you're working from home, then you just have to invest another money to just buy this solution, either from the SSL VPN, just from the Palo Alto global product, Cisco ANI Connect or Zscaler. So these all are going to include a cost for you, right? These all are going to include cost for you, right? Just give me 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Sorry for that. I just get urgent call. So this is how basically it is going to add additional cost for you, right? After that, what is going to happen? So it is keep serving your like network need by using that by paying the additional cost for your home based user. But it was quite okay till now, because before pandemic, everything was fine, because sometimes you just have to occasionally work from home, right? Sometimes you have to work from home, sometimes you have to work from office. So it was not a big challenge, right? It was not a big challenge. So what is the challenge? So after pandemic, work from home become a likewise the working from office. Everyone start working from home. So you think how much company have to invest again to increase the capacity of the SSL VPN global product? They have to take a lot of license, Zscaler private access, Cisco ANI Connect. So everything is going to be increased for you, and it is going to huge cost investment for you to just make sure every employee who is working from home, they should have correct SSL VPN connectivity so they can access their internal applications, right? So this was a create again another challenge for you, right? So after creating this kind of challenge, another thing is going to happen. Let's suppose you just invest the money and even you buy the solution for this SSL VPN solution, any remote connect solution, Palo Alto global product solution, or like Zscaler solution. But still, they are going to create a lot of complexity in your network, and they are less scalable for your network. Why? Because now the trend has been changed. Not only application are hosting in your data center, the application start hosting in the public cloud and private cloud. So you just have to make sure you just no need to create the SSL VPN and the remote access VPN from your data center where your application accessing. You just also may have to make sure you are creating a lot of VPN tunnel with your public and private cloud, because every organization start using cloud-based application, right? So if you are hosting cloud-based application, then end user who is working from home, they should also having very secure connection from their home laptop to the cloud vendor locations. So if that kind of solution, if you are going to use, and a lot of like mixture of the solution you having to use, you have to use like a data center, you just have to use like a cloud-based solution, you just have to use some data center based solution, some kind of the different vendor of the cloud like Zscaler, sorry, not Zscaler, like GCP, Alibaba, Azure, AWS. So how much tunnel you have to build to meet your network connection up and working? So that is become a complex for you in terms of the scalability. They are less scalable, but still you can use. They are going to add additional cost for you. So still we don't having much good solution to achieve our modern network requirement. So what is a modern network requirement? So if I talk about the modern network requirement, that means my network should be as much as flexible in regard of the location, right? Where I am, it doesn't matter. I'm in India, I'm in UK, I'm in UK, I'm in Hong Kong, I'm in Singapore, like any of the country in regard of the any location. I am working from home, I am working from office, it doesn't matter. My all application should be accessible in regard of the any applications, like where it is hosted, in regard of what type device I am using. It's also not required what type of device I am using. Let's say suppose I don't want to use my office laptop, right? I just want to bring my own device. You guys must be heard about BYOD, right? So if I am bringing my own device, my own laptop, still I should be capable to access my all the internal application. And it is just not only accessible my all internal application, also my network should be capable, right, to just enforce all kind of the security perimeters, right? So it's not like I'm just accessing the application and I'm just increasing the risk for my application, and someone is trying to leak my data, someone trying to do some malicious activities, someone trying to inject any kind of vulnerability, someone trying to do the DDoS attack and log. No, it should be not like that. My network should be secure and I can access from anywhere of the world in regard of the office, in regard of the home. So this is how basically the SASE framework is going to help to meet these all requirements, right? In addition of that, you guys must have heard about that SaaS, software as a service, IaaS, right? Infrastructure as a services, PaaS, platform as a service, right? So now I'm just going to introduce another words, NAS, network as a services, firewall as a services. So how can they are related with this all solutions? These are the cloud-based solution. What we are doing the SaaS, software as a services, you just have to take any software like O365, which is hosted in Microsoft Cloud. And from there, you don't need to worry about the which kind of the hardware model they are using, which kind of the operating system they are using, how much electricity bill they are paying, how much cooling station they have applied, how much engineer that application is managing. No, nothing you have to worry about the hardware infrastructures. You're just using the application that is Office 365. Basically, that is a SaaS application. And based on that SaaS applications, you are accessing from your office or from your home, anywhere you're accessing. So if you're accessing from office, you just have to build the connection, either the MPLS connection or the IPsec connection, which is very secure, and you are accessing. If you're accessing from the home, you just have to make sure you're having the VPN connection, either of the solution, Cisco AnyConnect, SSL VPN, Global Protect, GPA, Zscaler Private Access. So these are all like solution, either of the solution you are going to use, and based on that, you're accessing your Office 365, that is a SaaS-based application. Similarly, if I'm talking about the NAS, that is a network as a services, and the firewall as a services. So what that means, I'm designing a network like that. Anybody can come to my network, right? In regard of the which model of the router I am using, which vendor lease line I have taken, they no need to worry about that. Which switch I am using, right? Which routing protocol I am using, they no need to worry about that. They just need the network infrastructures who can provide a secure connectivity point A to point B. In regard of the router models, routing protocols, in regard of the like what configuration I am doing, underlay, overlay, it doesn't matter. just a secure connections from A to B location. And if customer is connecting from behind the A location and they want to access B location behind the server, they can access it. So that as a network as a service infrastructure I'm providing, that is a very secure, and that is going to help customer modern digital requirement, right? They need no need to worry about all. So how the firewall as a service is going to integrate with that network as a services? So if I'm talking at the network as a services, so network as a services is not stand alone that much capable who can make all the security parameters. Like they cannot enforce all the security requirement for the to the product, the client or end user application data or whatever they are interaction they are doing to the internet. They just leverage the feature from the firewalls. So in a market, we're having a different firewalls. Like we are talking about the network as a services, we are talking about the firewall as a services. And now, if I am talking about the firewall as a services in a market, we're having a different firewall. That is a Palo Alto firewall. That is a CPA checkpoint firewall. We having the Cisco ASA firewall. That is a next generation firewall. We having the Shopos firewall, right? We having the FortiGate firewall. So a lot of vendor available in the market who providing the firewall solution. So when we talk about the firewalls, every firewall they having feature who can do n number of things to protect your data, to protect your infrastructure in terms of the meeting all security compliance requirement. Like not any virus attack is going to happen in network, not any DDoS attack is going to happen in network, no any malicious things is going to happen in your network, no any vulnerability attack is going to happen in network, no any one can access unauthorized application, unauthorized destination, unauthorized any kind of the URL. That all things is going to mitigate by the firewalls. So if we leveraging the firewall solution in our network, that is a firewall as a services, as acting as a software or might be the hardware, but they are just interconnected with the network. So once the traffic A from A location to B location, it is going on. So it is not just a network, it also having the firewall capability who is going to just check what behind LAN A talking to server which is behind LAN B. And all the parameters going to verify, going to check, and then the communication is going to be allowed. Right? So this is how the basic concept I talk, that is a NAS and FWS, right? Firewall as a service and network as a service, right? Now moving to the next. I believe you guys understand what is the Gartner magic, what is the SASE, why SASE we called. Still, I didn't talk complete component of the SASE till now. So I'll discuss what is a complete component of the SASE in later stage, what are all features they required. But let me just move this diagram. So you can see in modern network requirement, we are talking about the digital transformations, right? The very fancy word, digital transformation, like we are using. So every organization are keep going toward the digital transformation. And trust me, these digital transformation is not possible without using the SASE concept and without leveraging the SASE features, which having the different component. You can see secure web gateway, cloud firewall, DNS, CASB, cloud access security broker. I'll talk a little bit more in upcoming slides. Okay. But you just think about, and then we having a different connectivity. This is the IoT device. This is the collaboration device. This is the network devices via the different transport. That is a broadband, 5G, and other connections, MPLS, internet, whatever we have. So if I talking about digital transformation, you can see in a market is still, you can see Gartner is saying, Gartner expects that by 2023, 20% of enterprise will adopt the secure web gateway, CASB, GTNA, and branch firewall as a services from the same vendor, up from less than 5% in 2009. But you can see from 2023, I mean, by end of the next year, 20% enterprise will adopt this secure web gateway, CASB, Jinta, and the firewall as a services. And I'm telling you guys, if any of the company are going to adopt these all 4 features, just note my word. Secure web gateway, CASB is the cloud access broker services, cloud access security broker, zero trust network access. Jinta is a zero trust network access. Firewall is a services. These all 4 components, whatever you can see here, if any company is going to adopt these all 4 components, that means they are adopting the SASE. So SASE is nothing. It's a combination of the secure web gateway, CASB, zero trust network access, and firewall as a services. If you are combining all 4 things together, it's become a SASE, right? So now you guys having the lot of questions in your mind, you can just put me in the chat, ask me anytime. I don't have any issue to explain that. But let me just little bit give an idea. So in 2023, the network is going to be grow. It's not going to be, saturation stage. It is not going to like downward. Right now, SASE is just here. This is the benchmark. So SASE is just rising. Okay, here we are here. And it is going to exponentially grow in coming year, and then probably we can found the downfall, or might be some other technology will just take over that SASE, but still we have to go very long. And you can see, and by 2024, at least 40% of the enterprise will start using adopt the SASE, right? And it was like less than 1% in 2021, but in future, they're having a lot of growth for the SASE uses for the enterprise customer. Why? Because you know that worldwide COVID-19 having a this virus was like discovered, and during that everyone start working from home, and this time this SASE actually requirement, become a very huge requirement during that time, because every organization want to make sure my network should be like that. If my employee is working from any of the location, in regard of the office location, where it is, in regard of the country, in regard of the devices, what device it is using, my network should have the secure. It could have the all features. It could like maintain the any kind of the company compliance, whatever I want to just enforce. Like nobody can use the data leaking. They cannot leak the confidential data. They always protected from the any kind of the external virus, any external attacks like malicious DDoS attack, vulnerability attack, like that kind of the feature should be available in my network. And that become a digital transformation, right? So why we use for SASE? So again, SASE is a framework. It's not a solution. It's not any kind of the like solution. It's not kind of any product. It's a framework, can help organizations simplify their IT infrastructure and advance their threat prevention, better protect their data, implement flexible solution, easily connect user and device whenever they are located, and reduce the total cost. So if you read this line, it is giving the complete summary of SASE. So basically, SASE solution is going to help all of the IT organizations to protect their network, prevent any kind of the attack, protect their data, provide the very flexible solution. Like I'm working from anywhere, whatever the application I want to use, in-house, cloud-based, that should be accessible. User connect easily to my all applications, and they are not fixed for the, you have to go somewhere and to work for and access the network, right? And also that should be the cost effective. It should not like that I'm using the SASE and my legacy environment, whatever I am using, and after start using the SASE, my cost is going to double or triple. So no vendor is going to use, to be honest. So also the cost is going to matter for me. So my cost should be always less, whatever the solution I'm using in the past, and they should also having the advanced features, right? It is also talking about SASE is also provide the zero trust approach to the cloud, which validate user and device access to application anywhere in the world. So same thing they are talking. So if you are using the SASE framework, they are talking in regard of the any location, any device. It's not office laptop. It could be your BYD, bring your own device, your home laptop, your mobile phones, your tablets, and in regard of their location. It is providing the zero trust approach. Zero trust means whatever the communication you are doing from the BYD device or office laptop, that should be very secure. Anything, any activity you are doing, my company should be capable to read all activity. It's not like I'm sitting my home, I'm using my internet, and nobody's like seeing what things is going on my laptop. Anyone can read any other time. They can collect the logs from your browser history, from your cache history, your all activity, whatever the uploading, downloading from the internet, which application you are interacting, they can easily deduct you, right? So that's why zero trust approach. First, if you're not going to prove your identity, they are not allowed to join the SASE fabric. Once you join the SASE fabric, you prove yourself, I am the right person, I can join the SASE fabric, then your every activity is going to be tracked by different of the mechanism, which I'll talk later stage, right? SASE provides complete application session protections. So whatever the application session you are using, like HTTPS, HTTP, whatever session you are using, they are responsible to provide the complete protection of that session. Like in session, the same thing. If you're opening the browser, if you're trying to open any of this like firewalls, any of the applications, then the session should be completely protected, and that should be completely monitored. It's not like you can do anything, you can just leak the data, you can download any malicious file, virus file. It's not like that. In regard of you are inside, outside of the corporate, it doesn't matter for you. So these all key component, key things. When you having a requirement, then you should use the SASE, right? Moving next. So you can see these are the data center, different location of the firewalls, like SaaS, cloud, software as a services, where we are hosting the different Office 365, Zoom, that is again software services. We having the Salesforce, we having the Skype for business, public cloud, we having AWS, Azure, and the GCP. We having a different application which are hosting in the internet, that is the Facebook, Netflix, and YouTube. And if that user is trying to access this application throughout my data center, which having the internet gateway, then how these all applications should be protected, and what should be allowed, what should be deny, and if any session is using to accessing my cloud-based application, then I should able to see what kind of the things is going through my network. Then SASE is going to just provide that visibility. Okay, so we having a lot of I was talking about digital transformation, like different company are moving the different platform, and they are talking about digital transformation. So they're having a different feature. You can see what I just talked about. The core of the business is now the network, meaning wave of the interconnected peer network. That is the same thing, network as a service, what I talk, right? Application can be hosted on your network, like in your data center, on cloud, and are accessible everywhere. So these are the like digital transformation things. So when I talking the digital transformation, the key point, whatever they are written here, that should be all meet. Like if you read, internet connectivity have become cheap, like ubiquitous and instantly available for the cellular network, right? So by using this, you can easily access any of the application from anywhere. MPLS is no longer affordable or practical and are often not secure. For some cases, I also is secure, but some cases is also unsecure. Likewise, the like modern network we have, right? Business application data are hosted in the cloud because the promise of the flexibility, scalability, and elasticity. Like any time, if you want to increase the capacity of the application, you want to just increase the size of the data center, you can do that. and they are very flexible to load balancing stuff, so it can be also possible. So a lot of feature like IoT devices we are increasing day by day, the smart devices, so this should be also very intelligent. Your network should be understand their requirement, and based on their requirement you can connect with your SASE network, which is also going to help as a digital transformation. Bring your own devices, that is again by using your own devices you can mitigate any kind of security risk by enforcing the SASE solution. So these are the, like, when you think about digital transformation, then it is just useful to have a SASE solution, right? Now, again, you can see in SASE solution, we having the networking as a services, the same thing, network as a services, what I was talking, and firewall as a services, that is a security as a services. And if you're combining both together, that's it's become a SASE. You can see here, secure access service edge, right? So this is the network as a services and firewall as a services. When you are combining, then you having a complete picture and complete visibility by using the CASB, using the zero trust network access, right? And firewall network services, you can see that, right? So these are the like additional feature, but it's part of the security as a services. When you talk about the firewall as a services, they also part of this component. So these two components basically become a SASE solution, and they are going to give the different connectivity. And in regard of the any connectivity, in regard of the where I am work from home, offices, mobile sites, mobile device, IoT device, branch device, they all should be accessible, and they having the all secure parameters, whatever I want to have, right? So a lot of things we have like SASE, what problem is going to solve, what they having the key capability, complete flexibility, policy driven, communication session, right? Software defined services, right? Logical edge, IoT devices, these all things we talked. So these are the key capability. If you want to read, I can just provide the slide to everyone. You guys can read it. And also we have discussed. Now, let me just go with like a little bit about the vendor specific SASE architecture. So this is the Versa solution, right? So when I talk about the Versa solution, Versa having also similar kind of the solution. You can see CASB, SD-WAN, Genta, like GTNA, next generation firewall, secure web gateway, and that is a remote browser isolation. So if I'm talking about the Versa specific, it having a 6 component, and that all component become a SASE. But probably if you go and talk about the Zscaler, might be they not having these all component, right? You might be having these all solution for Zscaler. You having the proxy architecture, that is again the CASB multi-tenant architecture, zero attack surfer architecture, zero trust network access. This is again GTNA, and secure services. So you can see here almost the things are same, but the name has been changed, right? Some of the name has been changed. But again, if you just see the overview, it's combination of the firewall as a services, network as a services. So Zscaler, they're having their own solution, their own names, and whatever I talk like Versa having their own solution, their own name. So CASB, SD-WAN. So now you can think this SD-WAN, right, is going to build a secure fabric network, which can be used as a network as a services, right? So for time being, if you guys see that, I have two solution of the SD-WAN. Let me just log in it and I'll show you. Let me see why I'm not able to log in. Okay. So sometime we having a problem with the CPU node. Let me try again. Let me see. Okay. So CPU are stuck in somewhere, and that's why creating the problem. But let me just restart them. Let me see. Yeah, so one lab is open. You can see here, this lab has been start working. So let me just connect it. Yeah, so you can see this is a Versa SD-WAN lab, right? So you can see these are the branch site, different location branch site we have. Branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, and branch 4. And we having a DC location, and these are the controller location. So this is a Versa. Let me log into the Versa controller. Administrator. Let me see. So you guys can have inside of the Versa controller how it looks like. So it is login, right? Meanwhile, let me show you another solution. This is Cisco SD-WAN solution. So this is the solution what you are seeing here. This is a Cisco SD-WAN lab, right? So if I'm going here, let me just make a bigger size. And let me just go here. So this is Cisco SD-WAN site. And again, you see similar kind of solution. We having a different sites. We having a data centers. We having a different branch, and we having a controllers. So these are the two different SD-WAN solution I'm talking right now. One is the Cisco SD-WAN solution, and another is the Versa SD-WAN solution, right? But if you see that both having a similar kind of the concept, both having the controllers, right, which are sitting in the one location. It could be some public cloud. It could be some in the private cloud. And again, we're having a different branch size through the internet and MPLS cloud, right? They are just building the underlay connectivity from the branch offices to the remote locations, right? Sorry, from the data center controllers and the remote locations. Similarly, here you can see that this Cisco SD-WAN solution also doing the same thing. We having a controller. Under this controller, we having different branch sites, and all are connected with dual transport, and these all having a connection to the data center and the controllers. And also they having the underlay connectivity from the site to the internet router and the other branch and the controller, and over that they are forming the overlay connectivity. And here they form the OMP, that is overlay management protocol. And in the Versa, they basically for the BGP or OSPF, either way can form. There is no some kind of the limited protocol, likewise the Cisco SD-WAN protocol. They can use the BGP, MP BGP between the edge and controller to just exchange the routing informations, right? So in the solution, without this SD-WAN, this your network as a services, it is not going to achieve in your modern digital network requirement. So you have to implement the SD-WAN solution. And this SD-WAN solution again could be from the different vendors. It could be the Cisco, it could be the Versa, it could be the Velo Cloud, right? It could be the Silver Peak, right? It could be the Palo Alto. It could be the Fortinet or FortiGate. It could be the NetSpokes, any of the vendors. So you can think SASE again having a different vendor solution. SD-WAN again we're having a different vendors. And if I talk about the firewalls, it's again having a different vendors, right, guys? So firewall, SD-WAN, right? That two things we identify. Without these two things, probably we cannot achieve the SASE, right? If you want to understand SASE, you should know how the firewall is going to work, how the SD-WAN is going to work, right? You can see clearly these two things are linked together. Now, these two things, CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker, and Zero Trust Network Access, these are basically again part of the security. Like when you talk about how these CASB is going to help my cloud-based application, right? It's like when you talk about the proxy. So what proxy basically do? let's say suppose you just have to access any of the internet-based application, right? So use proxy, and proxy basically forward that request to the different like whatever destination we have based on the user detail, whatever we have. So whenever you're having this kind of solution like secure web gateway, so again Zscaler having the secure web gateway, that is a GIA proxy. You use the Bluecode proxy, you having the Palo Alto proxy, you just having the other vendor proxy. So you should know the proxy as well, how the proxy is going to be integrated and how they are going to just make sure your gateway traffic, whatever you are sending, that are very secure. And there is no any unauthorized things is going to be processed through the your network, right? And every URL, whatever they are going to access, that are going to be secure. So secure web gateway, it again part of the proxy. So SDWAN, firewall, proxy, three things we identified. Now talking to the CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker. This is again a key component for our network. When we talk about the Cloud Access Security Broker, let's say suppose you are hosting different application in the cloud environment. So who is going to make sure, let's say suppose I'm accessing from home, what activity I'm doing, which kind of the browser I am using, what kind of the vulnerability I'm transferring, downloading, what kind of the file data I'm using and downloading. Someone sitting in the cloud should be able to monitor my all activity. That is the CASB, right? Cloud Access Security Broker, right? So this is again very useful because the growth of the cloud platform and applications, likewise the Microsoft Office 365, Salesforce, like they are increasing day by day, right? And they are now start using the cloud-based solution from the any of the remote offices, any of the home location offices. So in that case, CASB is going to play a very vital role for you to mitigate all this problem, right? So the end summary, whatever I would like to suggest here, you can see these are the SASE, this is a Versa. But if you are going to use any of the solution, your zero trust network access play a very vital role in terms of the SASE solution. Secure web gateway, that is again a kind of the proxy. They are going to act as a very important role. SD-WAN, it is going to act as a very important role. Next generation firewall, it is going to act as a very important role, right? CASB is a cloud access. Whenever you're going to cloud, the cloud security, cloud-based application security, man in middle sitting who is going to just monitor, interact, whatever the traffic going through and back from the user to the application, they are just going to, monitor. You can see Versa CASB enables secure access to cloud data from the user, both within, inside the network or outside the traditional network enterprise perimeters, and supports secure cloud to cloud access, right? So whenever talk about the cloud solution and you are using the cloud-based application, the CASB will come in a picture, right? When you want to make sure your network should be trustworthy, and it is going to make sure zero trust policy, whatever the application, whatever device you are just going to use for your network, connect to your network, they are going to make sure all the security parameters are available or not. If not, they are not going to allow you. Secure web gateway, let's say suppose you are accessing any of the internet-based application, you are working from home, working from office, so it is acting as a web gateway proxy. They are just doing the URL filtering, any file blocking, any kind of the unauthorized, authorized access they are going to allow or disallow. These all things are going to happen. SD-WAN, they are going to create a secure fabric where traffic will be moved from one location to another location. As a routing point of view, you can think that. So WAN priority you can get from here. Firewall, that is a next generation firewall that is going to provide the threat prevention, data leaking. They are going to provide the enterprise level, whatever the DOS attack, vulnerability, any application, whatever you are accessing inside of your organization, outside your organization, that all is going to be happen through the next generation firewall. So if you guys are trying to understand secure SASE solution, so what I would say, there is another thing like remote browser isolation. So what that means, so remote browser isolation, that means anything if I'm doing from browser, that all activity, even that can be monitors. So all activity in my browser local to the PC, that is going to be tracked with the SASE solution. Routing, everyone is know that routing solution, we can deploy it. We having analytics, like you can see in the Versa SD-WAN, we having this module that is analytics, where we can see how my sites are doing, how many sites I have a critical alarms, which are all the site I have just defined here. So you can see in my SASE fabric, I have just multiple sites here. You can see different branch, and right now all branch are, you can see, showing up and working. Some having some alarm, so you can see unreachable. Some of the branch are unreachable, might be they are up, or you can see this is down. So might be the region, someone is down, or some might be having some issues, but you can see some of the branch is up and working, and they are serving the network, right? And you can see these are the all like devices which is configured in the Versa dashboard. They are having all kind of the, reachability and connectivity, and these are the like templates what we created here. So this is the like Versa SD-WAN. Probably we'll start the new batch very soon for the Versa SD-WAN. Cisco SD-WAN batch is running, and Palo Alto Firewall batch is also running. So see guys, I'm talking about the Palo Alto Firewall. I'm not talking about any vendor specific. I'm talking about the firewall. I'm talking about the SD-WAN, right? I'm talking about the proxy. So if you know these all solution, right, then probably you not having a challenge to understand what is the CASB, how it is going to work, and what is the meaning of the G and TA, right? These are the very small feature. But first, you should know how the firewall is going to work. What are the feature with the firewall? What is the SD-WAN? What is the proxy? Then probably if you're having this idea, you can easily understand the SASE. So if you want to understand SASE, I would say it's not a product. It's not a single component. It's having the combination of the multiple component, multiple feature, and you should know complete understanding of the basic networking, right? If you don't know the networking, that means if you don't know what is CCNA, what is the CCNP, right? Plus you don't know the what is a BGP, what is a OSPF, right? What is the EIGRP, and what is a static route, then probably you never going to understand what is a SD-WAN. You're never going to understand what is a Palo Alto or Checkpoint or ASA, any of the firewall solution. Might be you able to understand some point of view firewall solution, but still these firewall also leveraging the routing, right? Switching. They use the BGP, they use the OSPF, they use the static routing. So your networking fundamentals should be clear. And then only you understand proxy, how proxy is going to work in regard of the any vendor of the proxy. So if you really want to make your career in the advanced level in regard of the different solution, different vendor solution like Cisco, Juniper, Versa, Shopos, any of the vendor, but you should have the very good understanding about the networking. You should know how network work, what is the router, what is the switch, how they are going to interoperate with the routing protocols, switching protocols, how the connectivity is going to be happen, how the SD-WAN is going to work, what protocol they are going to use, how they are going to communicate from the underlay to overlay, how the secure fabric is going to build. So these all things are next level of things, and I would recommend keep doing your best in terms of the learning and keep upgrading your knowledge. Then only you are able to survive for next generation network. If you're not going to upgrade yourself, you're not going to learn new things, you are not going to brush up your networking fundamentals, security fundamentals, probably the SASE kind of solution, which you can see itself, it is going to be grow very fast in the future. I just show you, it's just a 20% till 2023. So still you having a 80% scope. And once you at least know the SASE solution, I'm telling you, the demand and supply is like huge gap. Demand is very high and people don't have these SASE skills. So SASE skill, for understanding the SASE skill, you should know the SD-WAN, you should know the firewall, you should know the proxy, you should know the secure web gateway and all. And if you know all networking and you're having a 10 plus year of experience, then anybody is going to pay 50 lakh plus or 40 lakh plus package to you. note my word. These are the very normal 30, 40, 50 lakh package. If you're having 10 plus year of experience, and if you know each and everything in very detail, no company is going to hesitate to pay that. Now in a market trend, 30 lakh package is the common, and every network or security engineer is getting. If you're having a good knowledge of networking, like the Palo Alto secure web gateway, if you're having the proxy knowledge, if you're having some routing switching knowledge, or might be you are the SD-WAN engineer, you having the Palo Alto knowledge and basic routing switching, even you can get 30 to 35%, CTC in the current market scenario. It's a huge demand, but at least you should have like 10 plus year of experience, and you just having the very good, package as well. It's not like you just 5 lakh package and you're just expecting 30 lakh package. No one is going to give that. Okay. So in a current CTC, if you're having a 20 lakh package and you just crack the interview, so in that case, you can easily get 30, 40, and 50% hike on that. And then it is going to make you 25, 27. Even some cases I have seen people get the 80% hike as well. So it's totally depend on the role where you are just going to apply and you are going to crack that interview. Okay, guys. So any question till now here? I believe I'm keep speaking since long. Any question, guys? Any question, any suggestion, anything anyone want to ask? Or everyone is clear? Last chance, because I have done a lot of discussion about SASE. Probably I'll start doing discussion one by one, all product about the SASE, which is first already started like SD-WAN solution. The batch is running. So anyone want to learn the SD-WAN, they can enroll the Cisco SD-WAN. Probably next week we'll start the Versa SD-WAN solution. That is also going to be start. So anyone want to learn the Versa SD-WAN, they can enroll for them. Anyone want to go for the CCNA, they can enroll. Anyone to go for CCNP, they can enroll. Anyone go for the Palo Alto firewall, checkpoint firewall, they can just contact us. So anytime you can just visit our website here, and on the website you can just raise your query or try to reach out to the numbers, and someone will definitely help you. And you can just find out the all like lab details, whatever we have in our training module, and you guys can just raise your query and contact with the team. So someone definitely guide you in terms of the all number, emails, everything is mentioned, and any course, whatever you think, you just go and just grab from us. Okay. So, all right. Thank you so much, guys. So I believe we can close the session. We will connect again from some upcoming live session. All right. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you so much.